Hi, good morning, everybody. We are so happy that you are with us today for some Adobe Express and generative AI training here with the educational technology team. My name is Kathy Angione. I'm part of the Ed Tech team here in Palm Beach County, and we are joined with Courtney Watson, who is going to be leading our 1 hour training today. So we are so happy to have Courtney here with us. Before we get started with our training, we do have some general housekeeping. Please make sure that you are using the chat box to communicate. One of our team members, Noelle, is in there, and any moderators, any other members of the EdTech team have wrenches next to their names, so they will be able to answer questions as well. So we encourage you to ask those questions. We encourage you to like this video, subscribe to our EdTech channel on YouTube. We have a whole day of training ahead of us, and we are glad that you guys are with us for this training, and we hope that you're joining us for future training. So please make sure you like and subscribe. With that being said, our agenda is jam-packed today. No pressure to join them all, but we do have some exciting trainings with Go Guardian coming up next, Typing Club, some teacher tools in Conmigo. We have Canva. We have a training just for secondary teachers at 1 o'clock, Conmigo Learner Activities, so how your students can be using it. And then we finally at 1:30, we have some Brain Pop updates for the new year. So we hope that by liking, subscribing, you can come back and view some of these videos. But we are very happy that you are here with us today. And if you want to join any of those trainings, you can go to our training site. The link is there at the bottom of this slide. And go to that page and join some of our trainings today live. And with that being said, unless I've missed anything, we are happy to have Courtney here with us to guide us in this training today. So welcome, Courtney.
Good morning. Thank you. All righty. There you are. I was like, here we go. So welcome. I am excited to kick off today with you all. We're going to talk a little bit about unleashing AI creativity with Adobe Express and a little bit of video sprinkled in there as well. If I can get my computer to wake up this morning, that's what the plan is. So feel free to also introduce yourself in the chat. Let me know what age or grade level you work with, what subject area, and things like that. And I'm going to start with the link that you see on the screen, and we'll get that dropped into the chat as well. That's going to be a link to our resource site for today that we're going to utilize today. It's fry.tech/AI-Adobe-PB. It is case sensitive. So if you type it in yourself, just make sure you type it in all lowercase. Like I said, I'll give everybody a chance to get that going. I'm Courtney Watson. I'm a lead learning guide with Fry Tech. We are a professional learning partner with Adobe. So that's what brings me here to share with you a little bit about Adobe today. That's my handle for Twix, which is my compromise. I still want to call it Twitter. So I'm CM Watson 2010. So if you are still an educator who uses Twitter, please we can keep in contact that way as well. Just a few more little talking points. I like to try to remember to tell people when I'm first meeting them and training with them, sharing for the first time, that I tend to speak quickly. I usually hear myself and catch it and slow down. But if anything, if I start, I'll also watch a clock. I have my clock right in front of me so I can keep us on track and make sure we cover all the things. So if I start to go too fast, please throw in the chat. Whoa, Courtney, stop. Can you repeat? Can you show me that again? It does not hurt my feelings one little bit. Okay. I see we have some mix. I see some 9 through 12 English. I think I said I'm a recovering English teacher. I spent all my time at the junior high level. So hey. And then it's at the high school as well. I see some elementary, self-contained art, cool beans. Thank you so much for sharing. Please keep that coming in. I just always like to know who I'm talking with, even though it's virtual. All righty. So hopefully that was enough talk time to get us over. Everybody was able to get to this site. I am going to type it in just because I always like to see it and make sure it did what I wanted it to do. So it's fry.tech/AI-Adobe-PB. And again, this is your resource site to go back to after our time together. So the first thing I want to make sure that you do, if you don't have your bookmarks showing, go ahead and show your bookmarks bar. Hopefully you're using Chrome or in whatever browser. In this top right hand corner, you can click your little snowman and you're looking for bookmarks and you want to show your bookmarks bar. Okay. But this is again just a quick little tech tip so that you can get back to this after our time together. Of course, you have the link. If you jot that down, if you're a note taker, that's totally fine. But you can also bookmark the site. Now, you can always hit the star to bookmark, and that's totally fine. But if you have a lot of bookmarks, I don't in this account, I don't have a lot, but in my actual work account, I do have quite a few. So I personally like to grab the kebabs at the front of the address. I told you I'm from Fried Tech and we think everything's better fried, so we tend to call things by food names, just as a side note. But if you grab the kebabs and drag them down to your bookmarks bar, hopefully y'all can see that little line back there. You can actually tell your bookmark where you want it to go. So you can see it, it's right smack dab in your face. So just a little extra tip there. So bookmark this so you can get back to it later. Do not stress out. You're going to see quite a few links on this web page, but we're not going to talk about everything in here together today. It's also there for you to go back to after our time together. But I do have one little bit of housekeeping. So on this site, the very first button that says check-in form is just a bit of housekeeping for Adobe. So if you could please, if you've made it over here to this site, go ahead and click on check-in form and complete this event check-in. And I'll just give us a minute. Awkward silence is so awkward, but unfortunately we can't have music since we're streaming live on YouTube. So I'll just give us just a minute for you to get that filled out. All righty. So hopefully that was enough time, but please, please, if you didn't get a chance to finish that, do that check-in form. Like I said, just a bit of housekeeping on the Adobe side. The other thing that I want to point out before we jump into it is that there is a link for a Padlet. So my hope today is to share a little bit with you and then give you a little time to play and then share a little something else and give you a little time to play. And if you would like to share your creations, please feel free. So if you click on this button that says share your creations, it will drop you over onto this Padlet. If you have not used Padlet, you can, in the bottom right corner, there's a plus sign. You will just hit that plus sign and you'd be able to, usually this is the easiest way. If you've downloaded something from Adobe Express, you'll be able to upload it here. I will walk you through these official steps when we create our first video project together, but I just want you to have a look at it so you can see that little plus sign and then you'll be able to upload and share. No pressure. It's early in the morning. If you don't want to share, that's okay. But I just want you to know that you do have that option there. So then just another way you can kind of have some things that you've created, see what other people are creating and things like that for ideas when you start to use this or continue to use this with your students. Okay, I think that's all the things. I'm going to close some of these tabs so my computer does not revolt and we'll get going. So our plan for today is to talk about creating with tools available in Adobe Express, talk about creating with some of the generative AI tools as well, and then work with a few templates for integrating both of those AI and video into your classroom. I always have to start with a good Abbott scale. Hopefully, I have some Abbott Elementary fans in here. So let me know what's your comfort level with Adobe Express on an Abbott scale of 1 to 3. 1 being you need some help. 2, there's nothing wrong with having some room for improvement. Or 3, let me show you girls how it's really done. Right. So you're using Adobe Express and you can give us some tips and tricks as well. So just 1, 2, or 3. Are you newer to it? never been in there, or two or three. Let me know in the chat. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Again, just kind of helps me as I'm going to know if I need to, kind of slow down or show you some of the basics and things like that. And I did see, so while y'all are telling me that, I see that we have quite the mix. I saw lots of elementary folks, so that's great. I saw robotics. I remember seeing English. I just want to throw out there, I'd like to ask that because Adobe Express 100% has something for everybody. So that's always really why I like to ask that question. This is my favorite kind of session. I am so excited. I love a 1. I'm surprised I see a 1.5. We always get a point 0.5. That's totally fine. I didn't see any zeros, but I promise zeros are okay too. And if you needed to go above 3, that would be totally fine as well. All right, so I'm excited. So I hope that y'all get some things from this, and I hope that you really enjoy it. I really believe you will. All right, so we're going to start off with just a little bit of fun, and we're going to do a little game called Guess the Song. All right, so let me know what song you think this might be. I need some little, music like do do do, while you are thinking. I'm gonna check out some of y'all's comments while y'all are guessing the song. I also saw we had some avid elementary fans, so that's good. If you haven't checked it out, it's a pretty funny show. Any guesses on this song? We're looking at the colors. I'll give you that as a hint. I like it. I'm gonna say Flow Flameth. We got Purple Rain, 100%. Yes, because we have our kid here walking down this little sidewalk. We got some Purple Rain. Let's see. We've got, what about this one? I know y'all are in Florida, and when I did my intro, I did not say that I'm coming to you from the Houston area. I'm in a smaller town, but most people know where Houston is. So there we go. We had Elizabeth who said Texas Hold'em. I like it. I like it. How about this one? Yay. A couple of guesses coming in right together. We had Catherine and Elizabeth on that one. Rocket Man. I think I have one more. Oh, y'all were ready for that one. We had Kristen, Elizabeth, Serena, and Catherine. Eye of the Tiger. Yes. Now, so these guess the songs, all of these little images were created in Adobe Express using one of the AI features called Generate an Image. So you can go in and describe the image that you want. So instead of maybe you've gone out, you've searched, you couldn't find exactly what you were looking for, you can create this new image that you need. So that's why I like to start out with that. So just a little bit on the why behind talking about using AI with students. We just have 3 quick reasons about why you why you might want to use that with students, how it's important and how it focuses and improves those digital citizenship skills. So basically the first one, using those AI tools is going to help your students understand the ethical implications of technology and design, the things that they might not be worried about right now, but the things that we know that they need to understand. It's going to encourage them to start to think critically, thinking about things like intellectual property, data privacy, things like that, and just having that responsible use. And if we work through this with them in a safe space, we like to call it like AI with guardrails. With Adobe Express, we can kind of help them start to learn how to use that technology in a way that's respectful. And also, like I said, they're being mindful of being good digital citizenships. good digital citizens. I haven't finished my coffee this morning. My apologies. Um, Enhancing creativity and design skills. These tools are going to help to boost students' creativity, right? They're going to find lots of different design templates, lots of different suggestions. It will help them be able to kind of visualize their ideas, experiment with different design elements and things like that really quickly. Get access to videos and images, audio, even from Adobe stock library. But again, since I had so many ones, it's under that Adobe Express for Education umbrella. So it's already filtered for education. You don't have to worry about them going out and just doing a completely open internet search for images and video and audio and things like that. And then that last one there, boost efficiency and productivity. Um, it can help to automate some of those repetitive tasks. Again, provide some quick solutions to design challenges. So there's always a place for designing on paper and things like that. We're not taking that away. But instead of having to draw out all of your images for, say, a project, they can go in and search and find icons and graphics and things like that to add to their whatever they're trying to create. Maybe it's an infographic in one spot, and it will be just a little bit quicker. It's going to help them learn how to manage their time. And then also thinking about the fact that it's going to be great for the academic setting, but as they get older and get out of high school, then it'll be great for professional settings as well. All right, I'm going to scooch. We talked about using that AI with guardrails, and I also want to make sure we just hit a little bit about the power of video. I know we talked, we all have been discussing, we had a favorite video tool that is unfortunately no longer. I think it officially hit sunset on September 30th. And so there is a great powerful video editor in Adobe Express that you can utilize with your students. And these are just some of the reasons that I think that video can be super powerful and why it's great to have it in Adobe Express. Again, like I said, it works with your go-to lessons and curriculums, so you can remove those roadblocks to classroom engagement, right? You already have your lessons. I like to call Adobe Express a great pedagogy partner. You are the content expert. You have your material you need to cover. Adobe Express is just there as another tool, another option, again, for you to kind of pair with what you're doing in your classrooms. You don't have to come up with new materials or assignments. Just have students create their reflections, their reports and presentations and things like that in Adobe Express. It's a great way to mix up some of those routine lessons with new ways of developing those communication skills. And then I think for all student groups, but especially some of our special populations, some of our ELLs, it's going to be a great way to practice speaking and communication skills as well. Alrighty, so if you have not already signed in, you all can access Adobe Express from your district portal. There is a search option, so you can always just search for Adobe, and you're going to be looking for that rainbow A. It's everybody, of course, like it might not be in your recents if you've never signed in there before, but just that's why I like to say just use that search, and you can find it in your portal. Uh, Teachers, staff has access to Adobe Express, of course, as well as students. And so you can go in that way. And of course, it will sign you in through your single sign on. So if you would like to, while we are in here playing around, like I said, I'm going to be demoing and showing you some things. And if you want to click and play around with me, that is great. If you are more the sit back and watch kind of person, that is totally fine too. But then we will have a little bit of time for you to play as well. So if you want to get signed in, you can go ahead and do that. If y'all are having any issues, please let us know in the chat. You have a lot of your great ed tech team people here, so they can help you if there's any issues with you getting signed in to Adobe on your end. Alrighty, so I am going to go ahead and pop over to Adobe Express because they had that first little thing that said guided activities. I know we had some newbies, so I'm going to give you just the quickest overview. If you're brand new to Adobe Express, you've got your left-hand navigation over here where you can kind of go in and start things. I'm going to point out this purple plus sign, which is your create button. That will most likely be where you want to get started from quickly. Oh, I want to make a flyer. I want to make a video. You can pop over in here. You can search. You can come down. You have some suggested sizes. Notice that when I hover over these, it shows me the dimensions of that, whatever particular product it might be. I can create from scratch right up here at the top. I like to show this view all button as well. What you see here, you see social media like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Do not worry. It is not taking you or your students to social media. It is just say, I teach English and I want my students to create a TikTok video from the perspective of a character in the story we just read. If we go over here to TikTok and do say TikTok video, it is going to be in the have the dimensions of the what a TikTok video would look like. So it would already be set up when I go in and create that canvas, if you will. I'm going to pop back over. And then you also have a quick actions tab. We'll talk more about those in just a second, but just know that your full list of quick actions are available there. You can upload media now. So if you have things that are already on your computer, you can upload them here. And then brand new, I think in the last like week or so, you can import a few different file types from other apps as well. Just as, like I said, a quick, as we run down the page, these are actual quick clickable buttons, kind of the most common things people are going to be doing in Adobe Express, making a video, creating a graphic, animate your voice, which we'll see in just a moment, and building a web page. Right now, this is one of the AI features, which is generating images. And of course, right now, since it's October, they have it set up, create spooky images with AI. So right over it, you can see what prompt was put in: cool witch making soups, a cute mashup of skeleton and candies. And so these pictures were created based on the prompts that were put in to Adobe Express. As you do a quick scroll, you've got some of your more common products or projects that you might want to be creating. You can see that you have a few different categories that those fall in. Suggested quick actions. I showed you the full quick action list over here in that purple plus. These are some of the more popular ones. Um, I don't have time to show you quick actions, but I need to tell you that these are going to probably be some of your best friends in Adobe Express. The best way to describe it is if there are 7 or 8 things you might have done on different websites, you can do them all for free on Adobe Express. So for example, if you've ever had to you wanted the background out of a picture, you went to remove.bg, uploaded your picture, clicked remove background, downloaded your picture, went back to wherever you were creating and uploaded your new picture. You can do this right here with just one click. Click, open the picture, it pulls the background out. Okay. Some other things that I have to tell educators, I'm going to click view all. I'm on these quick actions and I'm going to go to the document tab. Anyone who has been teaching more than 2 minutes has at least one PDF that they have wanted to go to make some changes to. So in Adobe Express, most people are familiar with some Adobe products. We know Photoshop and Illustrator. We know Adobe Acrobat Reader, but those are paid products for the public. What Adobe Express has done is taken some of those pieces and given us elements to use for free in education. And I did catch the note. Somebody said I was going fast and I heard it. So I'm slowing down. So y'all let me know. But I want you to know that you can have a PDF on your computer. Let's say it's 10 pages and you only want to use page 1 and 5. You can come to organize pages. You can go in. All you would do is upload your PDF. It will allow you to rearrange the pages, delete the ones you don't need, save your new PDF, and then you still have your original version, but you can do that for free. Another one that I like to make sure you think about is editing PDFs. Remember, if I'm going to say I have a student who has accommodations and they need 2 answer choices. So I want I can go in and delete answer choices on questions. I can go in and change questions, delete the ones that don't work for me and put in my own questions, my own answer choices, save it as a new version of that PDF, completely free, 90 free, which is our favorite price. Okay. Let me take a second because I saw some questions and I know y'all are getting them. Let me know if there's something that I need to make sure that I address. So again, just a quick look at that because I can't not let you know that those quick actions are there. Lots of things that you're going to want to play around with. Okay. Guided activities is it's from Adobe. These guided activities are great for you and for your students. This is the current one: design and animate a unique generative AI creature. There are going to be some in here for different subject areas as well. But the beauty of guided activities is it is a template, but it also comes with a tutorial attached to it. So I'm going to do this one: create a generative AI character. Hopefully on the side there, maybe you saw there was one that was create a video. When I clicked on it, it dropped me into the editor. So like I said, it is a template. So everything in here is completely editable. But what makes it different as a guided activity is this learn panel on the right-hand side. So helpful for you as the teacher because you can go through, it's going to have a short little video that walks you through what you need to do in this particular activity. You will also be able to click and it will walk you through step by step how to make the changes for this particular activity. So again, this is great for you to kind of see how to do it before you do it with your students. But you can also, if you notice that there's a share link right here, you can share this guided activity with your students. So they would also have this learn panel on this right hand side. So that guide on the side, that sort of built-in differentiation is available. Adobe Express is continuously adding to their list of guided activities. So please keep that in mind. So just guided activities, we're not going to do one together today, but I want you to see them, know that they're there. As an educator, you have access to those guided activities. And then what you can do is using that link, you can share it out to your students and then they would have access to them that way. I'm going to take a breath, take a skim. Any questions that I need to hit? And I saw a question in the chat, so hopefully, and I saw it was answered, but I want to make sure that everybody, because that was a great question. When it was when she said I was going pretty quickly, and that was about the TikTok piece. So again, when I was showing you those social media, that social media tab, they are just social media sized. So if you have an activity like an Instagram activity for a person in history, it will just size it for Instagram, and then they will be able to create their file that way. So that was a great, great question. Um, and it is similar to other sites. Where I think Adobe Express stands out is I think Adobe Express is great for students to get.
Hi, everybody. It looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if if Courtney is still with us. Maybe, can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay. So Courtney is going to be going over. I think we've lost John as well. Courtney is going to be going over using some of the generative AI features, which is one of my favorite things to do with my own children. I have an elementary school aged student, and she loves doing this. Courtney, are you back? I'm not quite sure. Maybe. It's awesome, right? Um, so everybody is in the portal, right? And you've opened up Adobe Express.
All
Should
right.
we? Oh, we're back, Courtney. I was just about to start opening up Adobe Express and do this training. Maybe, is she here?
Hey, Kathy. It looks like we
Hi.
lost her again. So,
Perfect.
oh, there she is. She's back.
Y'all, I don't know. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
What
I
is
was just about to
happening?
share your website and get started on animating some characters, since that's my kids' favorite thing to do is send me their little animations.
Looks like she dropped again. Oh, there she's back.
Y'all, I'm so sorry. What is happening? Okay, fingers crossed.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
I think we can all hear you again.
It just keeps taking my camera away and my mic. So we're gonna hold on. I'm gonna sit still. Who is this person is a sample animate character built in, an animate characters project built in Adobe Express. I don't know if y'all can hear the sound while it's playing, but I'll hit play.
No, we don't hear the sound.
Okay, so, but you can see little fox, his mouth moving. And so he is saying, what the fox is saying is, who is this person? And reading off these, words are hard, reading off these little clues around him. So this was, like I said, created over in Adobe Express. So I'm going to pop out. This one, I won't worry about the sound. So I'll just hit mute. You've got your little coffee cup. You've got this background. In this one, there are even some captions that are in there. That's one of those quick actions that I didn't mention that one particularly, but that is also a quick action where you can add captions to videos in Adobe Express. But that is what animate characters is. You can quickly animate a character that lip syncs to your voice. Okay. So I am going to pop over. If I didn't already say, this rainbow A works like a home button. So I'm going to use that and pop back home. So for animate character, you can take a graphic, like it, again, in that first example with the who is this person, that was a graphic that we actually made in Adobe Express and to use as a background, and then use that. Or easiest way to get started, I think, with video is animate characters. I know we had quite a few elementary folks with us this morning. So this animate your voice, this is one way to quickly access animate characters, which they're in the process of changing the name. So I think eventually we'll see animate characters in all the spots. If you, under those suggested quick action, here's animate characters right here. You can also, like I said, find it from that purple plus and going over to the quick actions tab, which is what I'll do now, and clicking on animate characters. Okay. So again, in that sample video, what we had was a fox for the character. We actually had a uploaded picture for the background. But all you have to do is choose your character. Notice that I'm on the default category for all. So these are all the different types of characters that are available. This list has very much grown. It was not this long before. Let's see what we have under emojis. I could grab Amora. I'm going to pop over to background. You have a full list of different backgrounds you can choose from. I can go to spring sunrise. I can also go by different categories and find some different backgrounds here. So easiest way to get started, use a character, use one of the built-in backgrounds, and then you're ready to record. Okay. Like I said, video option, quickest way to get your students creating videos immediately in the classroom. Okay. I am going to go back over here to character, and I am going to do, let's do, I can't remember where the sun lives. Is he under, he's not a creature. Oh, there he is. So I'm going to grab the sun. I'm going to pop over to background. I'm going to pop back to all because I know I had a few new people. Notice you can have just a solid color, and you can also do a transparent background if you only wanted to have the character doing the speaking. Okay. I am going to, let's do outer space, and I'm going to put the sun in space. I can move my little character around, get him where I want him to be. I can resize him as needed. Okay. And then let me point out the size tab as well. You can adjust the size. I'm going to leave it as landscape, but you have a few options here as well. I also recommend toggling on this enhance speech button. What it says, if you hover over the question mark, is that it says it makes voice recordings sound like they were created in a professional studio. What we care about with this is if you're in a classroom and you have your several students working on their individual computers together, it does a really good job of picking up the microphone that it's supposed to be picking up. When we do this training in person and we're all in a room together, I would encourage you, okay, turn to your neighbor and talk with your neighbor, and I would do my recording. And when you're able to hear it, you would not hear that background noise in the recording. Now, if little Sally is screaming right next to, little Maria, then yes, it's going to pick it up, but it does a very good job. Notice that you have a 2-minute limit. So I am going to hit record, and I have my little note what I want to record. Here we go. You do get a countdown. Did you know that the sun is over 4.5 billion years old? It started as a cloud of dust and gas and slowly formed a massive center and got hotter and hotter. Now I'm going to hit pause. Hopefully y'all are seeing around the edge, it kind of has like this little purple bar that's kind of like vibrating a little bit. The only thing you can do is pause and continue to record. You cannot edit when you are looking at it like this. So if I made a mistake, I would either just kind of pause or I would just have to click done and start over. I'm going to hit resume and finish my little sentence. Until it became what it is today. And I'll hit done. Over on the right, you see it says hang tight is generating your preview. So I'm going to give it a moment. I tried to do a shorter one. Remember, you can record up to 2 minutes. The longer that you record, the longer it'll take for this to generate. But even still, it still should not take too long. Keep this window open. What you have when you are working with quick actions, notice that this is sort of open on top of Adobe. You can still see Adobe Express there in the background. So quick actions is something I can do quickly, save it, or add it to the editor and then close it and it's gone. So if I were to hit this X button, this version that I just recorded, it would be gone for good. Does that make sense? I'm trying to keep an eye and make sure that my microphone is still working. I think y'all can still hear me. Okay. So now I have some options. It tells me I can either download my MP4 or open it in Adobe Express. I can play it here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. I know y'all can't hear the sound, but watch the sun's mouth. So that's what's happening. It is going to sync the character's mouth to the student's voice. I think I saw a little heart float up. So hopefully that means that you're like, oh my gosh, I like this. Everybody loves this. All age groups. Think about any type of project, a quick way to get in there and students can show what they've learned, what they know really quickly. Okay. You can do trimming here if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and hit download. So that will download it to your computer. That's one thing. But then the other thing you can do is do open in editor. Right now, it's just here. If I hit open in editor, it's going to do just that. It's going to take that video that I just recorded, drop me over in the video editor in Adobe Express, and I can continue to add additional pieces to this video. To be clear, you cannot edit anything about my sun and space video that I created. If I needed to change this part, I would have to work with animate characters and just re-record it. Does that make sense? Did I lose anybody? All right. When you pause the record button, can you pause and then change the character or the background? That is a great question. And no, you cannot. So once you choose that character and that background, you are with that one for this particular recording. One workaround, a little bit advanced, don't let it take you too fast, is I could record one video with one character, and then I could record a second video with a different character. And then remember, I'm over here in the editor, I can add both of those videos and piece it together. I hope that makes sense. That was a great question. What else? I saw somebody say, love this for summarizing or author's point of view, perspective. So many different ways you can make this happen. Science, food chains. You could be I could be a producer. There's a mushroom character over in anime characters that you could use. So perfect. And I did see somebody from your team mentioning how this would be a great option to replace what we lost with Flip. So yeah. When they create this, students can upload it in Google Classroom platform 100%. So a couple different ways. When let's say this one is done and they're ready to share it, you do have a download button. So they can literally download it as a video. And then the share button, I think is, oh, it's still saving my file. There we go. Which reminds me, I haven't said everything in here does save automatically, like we're used to in some of our other tools. So you just have to give it a moment. Once you see that cloud going, you're good to go. I like to talk about this share menu kind of as two pieces. At the top, this is if you want to do some collaboration, and the bottom half under post is if you want to put it out. Hope that makes sense. So at the top, if I'm working on creating something, I'm making a template that I want to push out to my students. I can share this file with a colleague. I'd be able to type in their name or email address, and we can work on this file together before we want to push it out to our students. Students can collaborate. They can work same real time, work on the same product together. That is this share part at the top. Excuse me. If you want to push it out, like I said, making a template probably more for you as the teacher. View only link is what we're going to be used to, is like file published to the web. Okay. But then also do notice that we do have a Google Classroom option where you can push these out to Google Classroom. But for students, I would probably say, if you link your Google Classroom that way, but otherwise the easiest probably would be for them to hit download. It's going to recommend what's best for whatever type of project they've created. They hit download and then they can upload it to turn it in. Nazareth, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Nazareth and I, y'all don't know this, but we talked ahead of time. And so we talked about at what particular time to ask me these perfect questions. And so right on time. And so your check will be in the mail. Thank you. But the question was, is there a feature to translate their audio to another language? So let's talk about translation. You cannot translate the voice yet. And I'm only saying yet. I told you we are a learning partner. This is just something that I really, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that that's something that's being worked on in the background as far as updates coming. You can translate any sort of text though. So what you could do, and I am going to, you know what, I'll do it this way. So remember, I already downloaded my video. So I'm going to show you what that would look like so we can get some text on here, and then we'll get that translated. That was a great question. And so I'm going to, let me see. The other question that came up about using on an iPad. Yes, the iPad app was updated. And so now you have this version available on iPads as well. All right. I am going to, let me just get another Adobe Express window, because I do want to give y'all like 2 minutes to play if you're already clicking and you haven't already. Oh, okay. Quick action. I'm going to do quick actions, and I'm going to do caption. I'm going to do caption video. And remember, I downloaded my little son video. So I'm going to go grab it. Downloads. There he is from today, and click open. So this is another quick action. You can upload any video, I believe up to 5 minutes, and it also has like the size of the video. So if you have some video that you've already recorded, but that you would benefit for the accessibility piece to have captions added to it, you can upload that video, even if it wasn't created in Adobe Express. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a 5-minute limit. And again, it has the size limit up there as well. Trying to keep an eye and make sure that I still have sound. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. Again, I know y'all can't hear it, but watch what we have on the screen now. Maybe I'll hit play. There it is. So you see you have a few different options. I personally love the that blocks one because it does it kind of highlights each one. You have a few things you can customize. You can change the colors. You can change what color the shape is. I'm sorry, what color the text is, what color the shape is behind that. But I'm going to use this blocks one, and I'm going to go ahead now and click open in editor. This is a second version. So this is just my animate characters project, which reminds me, get into the habit of naming your files. So I'm going to call this PB demo. The default is the type of project, the date, and the time. So if you don't name them, you'll end up with a whole lot of files that are called date and time and untitled. So try to get in the habit of naming those. All right, I'm going to get rid of this one. Here's my same video, but I brought it in through the quick action of captioning the video. If I hit play, where are my captions? It's just being angry. There we go. So it's a text box. So I can move it around, put it wherever I need it to be. So now to my friend who asked about translating the audio. We cannot translate the audio, but I can translate this text now. Okay. So this translate button, that's exciting. That's a new button. Sorry about that, y'all. Translate page. If I hit translate, you can, if anybody wants to tell me a language in the chat, feel free. Notice you can select one or more languages. I will do Chinese, and I'll do Spanish. If there's another language y'all want me to check and see if it's here, they are continuously adding to this list of available languages for translation as well. I'll just do 2 for the sake of time. Hopefully we can get those going. And I'm going to hit Haitian Creole, I think, is not in there. I feel like that's one I've been asked for before. Arabic is not there yet, but there are, I think, 40 plus. And again, continuously adding those. So notice it's telling me translation in progress. It popped me out to that multiple page. Remember, I only had 1 page initially, but I'm going, oh, that's exciting. Then I feel like that would be an update. So here's my original. So there's that. If I go now to page 2, you'll notice that it tells me up here, page 2, simplified Chinese. And if I pop over to my Spanish, give it a quick little play. So that's what we can do right now with translation. I hope that that is at least a bit of a plus for you. And let's also talk about this translation feature, because this is available on any project that you and our students create in here. Anytime there's text, you will have that translate option. You can go in and translate those. Okay. And these, let's see. Yeah. Let me. Oh, yay. They do have Haitian Creole now. So 100%. So like I said, they are continuously adding to this list of languages. I remember when it first came out, there were 20, and I know we're at over 40 at this point. So great to check out. Okay. I'm going to give us just 3 minutes. Questions. Hopefully y'all are clicking around and playing. And then we will look at building on video with from a graphic. Okay. So quickly creating video from a graphic. Oh, I'm so excited. That makes me so happy. I think, like I said, I think animating characters is just the quickest little way to dip your toe into creating video. Hopefully you kind of see what I mean when I say I think it's very student friendly. This video editor down here, if I needed to adjust, like, oh, it's a little bit too long, or I need it to be a little bit longer, I can just grab these little handles at the end and stretch it out and shorten it, things like that. So good. Glad to hear that. I wanted to go back and hit some of those questions. I know somebody asked, so I'm just going to open up another tab. Somebody had asked about sharing those guided activities, so I wanted to show that one more time. That was when I was going 90 to nothing. Sorry about that. A couple of things that I didn't mention. Educator resources, this little button at the bottom of your left-hand navigation, is something that you have obviously as an educator. That's a quick way to go in and find all of the available guided activities. And I also want to mention this Learn tab. It's little short videos, 1 minute, 2 minutes max, that will walk you through almost every single little thing you can do in Adobe Express. So when you're like, okay, that girl was talking so fast, how do I do animate characters? There's a video over there that will walk you through. Okay. How do I do caption a video? I'm pretty sure you'll find a video over on that Learn tab. But check out those educator resources. And like I said, you'll be able to find those guided activities. And then they even have some by different subject areas. So to answer the question of how do you push these out, I don't even have to go into it. You'll notice that my little link is right here. This is the link that would let me, it's been copied to my clipboard. That's the link that I would go and drop over in, say, Google Classroom when I'm creating my assignment for my students. Or if you're inside of one of the guided activities, it's still available for you over here in that Learn panel. It's right down here in that bottom piece. Was there another question? Okay, we got 1 more minute for, hopefully y'all are playing. I think we got most of our questions answered about the iPad. We talked about adding it up to Classroom. Perfect. And I saw EdTech team talking about creating your videos with your characters and then putting them into one. But wait, there's more. So I told you there were 3 ways to get to animate character, but now there are 4. So you can always hit the plus and quick actions and find animate characters here. You've got the lovely button, student friendly. This will pop it open for you here as well. It's right here under suggested quick actions. But now, when you are inside of the editor, if you pop over to your media tab and you pop over to videos or audio, animate characters has been added to the editor as well, which is like game changer, mic drop. I was so excited. Like maybe I'm telling y'all, like 3 weeks that we've been able to do this. So it's even, I think, easier because what we always had to do before was record your video, download it, record your second video, download it, and then add it over here. Now I can just open a blank video file and I'd be able to come in and then do animate characters. Let me show you what it would look like. It still opens like on top of Adobe Express. So if students were going to be like maybe using some of their research, they would need to have that on like either on paper, or if they were, you know, on 2 different devices, kind of maybe minimize this because you can't see what's behind it, right? But you can still come in. You can choose. I'll do Suzanne. Change the background really quickly. Let's get out of outer space. Let's put them in the locker room. All right, I'd be able to hit record. Hey, I'm Suzanne, and I want to show you what it looks like to create and animate characters directly in the editor. Hopefully that was short and it will. Can you animate AI characters in a video? If I'm understanding your question, this is a question that usually comes up, and it's essentially, can I make my own characters? The technical, and let me know if that's not at all what you're asking me, because that's the first part, I think, of what your question is. The technical answer to that is no, that you can't create your own characters. And if you think about it, these characters that are already in Adobe Express that's what's working in the background with how they sync the voice and the recording with those different characters. Now, there is a little bit of a workaround. I am going to, where am I here? I'm going to let that stay there and hopefully it'll keep going. There's a teeny tiny bit of a workaround. I am going to pop over to, give me 1 second. There's one other thing I want to show you. We have a few minutes. I know y'all don't hear this, but I'm going to hit play and make it full screen again. And so this is a character here. The student uploaded a picture of the work and then described how they solved this. Okay. So I'll hit play one more time. So think about that as another option. Uploading their work and describing their learning. All right. It just started to play and I was like, oh, I didn't even show them that one. All right. I'm going to scooch over. And I want to grab a link. Hopefully that's giving it some time. Here's another way to think about kind of working with these files and things like that. I'm going to use this one. Again, I can translate this. This is a graphic created in Adobe Express. Okay. So this graphic is already done, but if I want to turn this into a video, I could add some animation. So I could have the little dogs come in at different times. I could pop over to my media tab and come over to audio, and notice we have record voiceover. So maybe this is 2 facts and a fib about a president that they did research on, but then students can add their voice, get that student voice in there, and they can record themselves explaining their 2 facts and 1 fib about that particular person in history, right? So lots of different ways you can kind of make this happen. Now, to the animating AI characters, I am going to say that what you could do, so here's my new video. It dropped it on top of my video where I am. Uh-oh, I want to select it. There we go. But I can also, instead, oh, now I don't know how to make it go. Boop, ungroup. You put them all together. Sorry about that. Let it go. No, give me my video. There we go. All right, I am going to, so I have a second video on top of this video. What I should have done, I forgot, was with this character, remember I did this one right here inside of the editor. I should have made the background transparent. Then Suzanne would have been in this same video with the sun. Did that make sense? I hope I didn't lose y'all with that because I know I did that weird and that was my fault. I apologize for that. Okay. But if I had made the background transparent, then Suzanne would have fit in here much better. Now you do have a remove background button that does work on video and on images as well. So I could try to remove the background here. All right, our last couple minutes, I want to make sure I finish with animating AI characters. Here is the sort of workaround. Other than trying to animate a character, I have always thought these were so creepy. But you do have these little mouth characters. So this would be your workaround right now for animating something that's not a character already built in. So I'm going to choose happy, and I'm going to remember to come in here and make my background transparent. And let's at least get this mouth. You have to see a weird mouth for it to make sense. Really quickly. Hey, I am Louis V, and I'm a puppy. Let me hit done. Hopefully this will do it for us really quickly. We're at 8:25, and we got to do a little bit of housekeeping business. Come on. A watch pot never boils, right? Just want to see how it can show students how to create a video to the right side of the screen. I'm not sure. Is there a total length if you combine a bunch of animated recordings, a max length when all combined? Not that I know of. So if you had several, and I'll use this one, this little add scene button is what you do to continue literally adding things to your video. So I could add in a blank scene. I could continue to upload videos. So I could do upload from device, and it would just drop it in there. Here, let me, and I can do that really quickly. Let's see, maybe I'm just gonna up and do the same one. But if I had several different videos, it will just continue to add these in here. You can add in transitions and things like that. And so, yeah, and not that I know of, is there a limit? Yeah. Okay, perfect there. And I'm gonna pop over here. And so here's that little mouth. And it's teeny tiny. So I'm gonna try to crop it so you can see the mouth. Let's get to the mouth. Boop. And I'm gonna try to zoom us in a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take the mouth. Again, I know y'all can't hear it, but you can see the mouth moving, and let's just make it weird and put it right about there. So this is to my friend who was asking about animating an AI created deal. So again, he's short, but I'll move again. Again, weird, right? But right now, currently, that's kind of our workaround if you wanted to try to animate a character something that you created, which this is an AI generated picture. 3 minutes. I'm going to talk for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to come off and let Kathy pop back up here. But notice that I'm on the audio tab, and I can hit that animate characters button. I'm going to pop to the photos tab, and you'll see that button right here, generate image. This is how you generate when you're inside of the editor. You have to say what size you want your image to be. And I want to have a cute black Cocker Spaniel puppy in a yellow sweater eating French fries on a boat. You have some things you can change. We're short on time. I'm just going to describe what I want to see. And it's creating this image with AI, right? Hopefully it'll create really quickly. I mean, no one's ever going to be able to stop me from using a black Cocker Spaniel. But are these not just the cutest little things? Do you see this little fella on the boat with his French fries? Like, he's so precious. But so this is how you can use AI to create a brand new image. I could then go in like I did with my little animate characters, and I just chose the mouth. What's happening? Why can't I see my mouth? Let me throw in the layers panel, which is my best friend in Adobe Express. It's just stuck behind, so I can select it instead and drag it up. Remember, in other tools, we used to have to right click, bring forward, send backward, utilize that layers panel. But then there we go, AI generated image and a talking puppy. Okay, there we go. It's 8:29. I have a couple of things I need from you. Back on our resource site, I will drop they right ahead of me. Drop that link back in the chat. So you've got sample videos. We've got templates in here, a couple of graphic templates. I didn't do generate text effects, but this is another one of the AI features that you can create text effects, and this is our idea to use it for vocabulary development, right? So the word was vast, and so they used like rocks to represent the landscape in this particular example. But if you would scroll down, I linked you to some templates and lessons as well. But down in this thank you section is where I need y'all to go. It says click here, and I will go ahead and click that and drop it into, hopefully I can drop it in the chat. And there are 4 clicks that you need. It's okay if you don't get this right now. Back also on your resource site, I have a little video that walks you through it. Different course, but it's the same steps, okay? So when you click on that link, you have to click on enroll now. It doesn't look like a link, but I promise it is. Click on the words generative AI in the classroom. You think you want to click on the dot? Nope, click on the words, not the radial dial. You might have to scroll down, and then that will illuminate this next button in the right corner. So enroll now, click on the words generative AI, scroll down and click on next. Confetti means you're ready. Okay, so that means you have enrolled in this course. What this is an extra thing you get from Adobe. You spent this hour with me. I'm so appreciative. It's 1 minute over, and I apologize, and I'm going to hush now. But thank you so much. But you also can get this extra badge and certificate from the Adobe Education Exchange. You will receive an email to your school account, so you can sign in and create an account to get your course badge. And then you have a course survey, and I will drop that in the chat as well. And I will also add that to that resource site. So if you could, at some point today, complete this form for me. I know that was super fast. I apologize that I got so excited and talking really fast there for a moment, but I hope that was helpful. It has got you thinking. I know you've got your ed tech team there to lean on to get you some more help with Adobe Express, and hopefully I can come and talk with y'all again and share a little bit more about Adobe Express. All right, Kathy, I'm sorry. A minute
No,
and some seconds over. I'm sorry.
Hey, you brought your A game. So hopefully we were able to whet their appetite for Adobe. I saw lots of aha moments happening in the chat, people loving the information and tools that you were sharing.
Good, good.
So that is great. We anticipate more Adobe trainings definitely on November 5th. Hopefully some more trainings during the school year in the afternoon and the evenings. We can get you guys using Adobe and using these generative AI features. I don't know. So this was our first training of the day, 8:30 to 9:30. I know it was a little over. If you are enrolled in e-learning, or if you'd like to get a couple points for this training, there is an implementation activity. If you go to the EdTech training site, click on the e-learning courses. John has put that in the chat for us. There is a really quick implementation for you to complete when we're there. We do have other trainings throughout the day. We have GoGuardian that's starting right now. So if you are a teacher that wants to utilize GoGuardian or learn some tips and tricks, you can pop on over there. We have Typing Club. We have some Conmigo teacher tools. This is for elementary and secondary teachers. We have Canva for beginners, and then a secondary Conmigo course at 1 o'clock, and some Brain Pop updates at 1:30. So we are going all day here. We'd love for you to like and subscribe. So even if you can't join us for these live trainings, you can go back and watch the trainings at your leisure later on this week or next week, whenever. We'd love to stay in touch with you guys. Our mailing list, we blast out all these trainings so you're not out of the loop. We'd love for you to follow us and just visit our training website to stay up to date on the latest trainings that we're offering here in the school district of Palm Beach County. It was put in the chat. We'd love for you to join us for our tech conference, which is going to be at the end of February. Lots of exciting things. If you love Adobe, you want to learn more about technology, we're going to be sharing lots of great ideas, lots of presenters. Your colleagues are presenting. So we'd love to see you guys there in person, sharing these wonderful ideas with each other. And lastly, here's our EdTech team. Please feel free to reach out to any of us if you have questions, comments, concerns. We'd love your feedback on our trainings or any information that you'd like to give any of us. So this is our team here. And that's it. So thank you guys for joining us. One of many trainings today. So I hope you guys enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of the week, enjoy the rest of the 9 weeks. Thank you for joining us.